Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's a great facility. You know, it's nice to be able to get in there at the end of the year. I mean, I think it's a good kind of morale boost for the guys to get kind of the change of environment. And you know, they did a great job putting the facility together, and obviously getting off the game field is good for the field to kind of be able to get, you know, a little bit healed up and resodded and things like that.
Is that pretty much why you guys are in there today for morale? Larry mentioned morale when he talked about it last week. It's obviously pretty nice out today.
Well, I mean, I think the plan was to be in it, you know, whenever it was ready. You know, I think we were fortunate that it was ready to roll before the season ended, and you know, if it's going to be ready, might as well use it.
Is it fully functional?
Yeah, I mean, for what we need. I mean, there's still some things I think they need to do aesthetically, but I mean, in terms of functionality for football practice, it's great.
You talked about wanting to get a lot of guys reps this past weekend. Did you accomplish kind of what you set out to do?
Yeah, I mean, we played pretty much everyone we could play. So you know, that part was good. You know, I think you know, there's some good and bad. You know, the fourth quarter obviously wasn't as smooth as you want it to be, but there's a lot of guys playing out there for the first time. And, you know, you're gonna take those kind of lumps, you know, a little bit. But I'd rather have that happen in a win than in a game where, you know, it's close and those mistakes can be a little bit more critical. So I thought a lot of guys got some good experience.
Cole Holcomb's going to be having led the team in tackles for 3 straight years. Is that? I mean, have you ever seen anything like that in your coaching career? That's pretty incredible.
You know, he's consistent. You know, he's consistent in his play. He's consistent in the way he approaches every week. He's tough. You know, he plays through the bumps and bruises, and you know, he's just a guy that, regardless of circumstance, continues to just play hard. And I have a lot of respect for Cole, and you know, I've really enjoyed coaching him the 4 years that I've been here. And when he's gone, he will be missed. That's for sure.
Has accomplished a walk-on as youth coach?
Yeah, I mean, for a guy to become a, you know, I would assume, you know, we vote at the end of the year for captains, but you know, I would imagine he has a good chance to be a 2-time captain. And you know, I didn't realize what Ross has said, but you know, be 3 years in a row he would lead the team in tackles. I mean, that's pretty good. And I'd imagine he'd get some kind of postseason accolades in terms of at least one of the teams of the All ACC. So you know, he's done a lot of really good things. I'm proud of him.
Yeah, I was going to ask you a similar question about Malik Carney. When you look back on his career, what comes to mind?
Yeah, real similar. You know, Malik is, although he wasn't a walk-on, he still kind of had he was kind of unheralded as a D-end when we came in. He was undersized. He was low on the depth chart. We really never knew if he would get big enough to play D-end on a full-time basis for us, but he just continued to work hard. He has gained weight and got bigger and stronger. And you can't measure heart. You can't measure physicality and toughness. You know, those are attributes that he brings to the table every day. He is a little undersized, but you wouldn't know it in how he plays the game and the mentality he brings and the toughness that he brings and the heart that he has. And I think that allows him to overcome what some of his physical limitations might be in terms of height and weight.
Do you think Malik and Cole are NFL guys? I mean, they have that kind of talent?
I do. I think Cole, if he gets in the right situation, could really flourish in a camp because he's so smart. And I think Malik is just such a hard worker that if he, again, a lot of it is getting the right opportunity and getting in the right situation. I had a kid at Nebraska that was a Mike linebacker that reminds me a lot of Cole, who's, I think, in year 7 in the NFL. Because he was the smartest guy in the room. He was one of the hardest workers, and he just kept finding his way on a roster. So I think, depending on the situation you get in and the needs of the team, I think, you know, they'll both have really good opportunities.
How much would it mean to get a win against North Carolina State?
Oh, I mean everything for us. I mean, there's so many ways to look at it. Number one, it'd be a great way to end the season, to try to build some positive momentum going into the offseason. Number two, it would be a great way to send out the seniors. And then 3, obviously, it's a rivalry. So, you know, regardless of record and regardless of circumstance, you want to make sure that you go into a rivalry week and represent your school the best way that you possibly can. And it would be big. It would be big for the program to get this one.
When you look at NC State and this quarterback that you got to face from Finley, what characteristics jump out to you when you look at him on the field?
He's an NFL guy. He can make all the throws. He's got a strong arm. You know, he's NFL ready. I mean, in every way, he's polished, he's poised. You know, I have a lot of respect for him. I think he's a really good player.
Their wide receivers have received a lot of praise this year. How do you alleviate some of that stress on the secondary?
We're gonna have to be creative in ways that we cover. You know, we're gonna have to change our looks, and and not let them always know where we're at, because on the outside, you know, I would imagine that they feel like they do have an advantage going into the game, and we're going to have to be disguise our coverage and be deceptive enough with our looks that they don't always know exactly where to go with the ball, and that's going to be a big part of the game plan.
Thanks, JP.
Thanks,
Good catch.